Alright, so I want to tackle the question of is it worth or not to dedicate time to researching mind uploading. So I'll argue that yes, it is worth doing it, but I had to come up with some kind of analytic way to quantify if it's worth it or not. So basically I made this Excel spreadsheet. So as you can see, there's a big no here. Is it worth doing it? No, negative 1,000. So I'm going to explain what all these things are. So basically answer the question, is it worth dedicating time to researching API, that's artificial personalized intelligence? Basically, is it worth uploading your mind? You have to consider a couple of things. First of all, is it possible at all? Maybe it's not possible, right? So if it's not possible, then it's going to be less worth doing that. And that's obviously going to go to the negative, no, to the positive side here. All right, so then how close is this API going to be to my expectations? So it might be that it is possible to upload your mind, but it's kind of not exactly what I meant, and it's not going to fulfill my expectations. Well, this is why I left it to 50%. How many hours do I have to spend to actually do this? So I took 5,000 hours in this case. But the next one is the interesting one, the 0.5 here, which is considering how much of that time is actually wasted, because you can put in 5,000 hours to something that you love to do, and then it's going to be worth it, right? So in this case, 0.5 means that that only half of the time that you spend doing this is actually wasted. Half of this is enjoyment and time that I'm gonna use productively, and I'm gonna learn. The next one up is time gained for API. So artificial personalized intelligence will live for this long. We'll have as much experience as is displayed here in human equivalent time. It's a whole other conversation to quantify this, but I had to come up with something. And the interesting is the relevance, right? Because it might be that the API lives a lifetime's worth of experiences, but how relevant is it to me? Like there could be AI or AGI out there I wouldn't even care about, I wouldn't connect with that, but how much of the API's experience I would care about and share is this one here. And I think 1% is a good estimate, because this will not be me, this will be a different entity. And last but not least, API's wisdom return in equivalent time. So whatever it might mean, like what do I gain from the API's wisdom? The API will maybe be so wise that he will be able to teach me some things that are going to translate to experience hours to me. All right, so basically I made an optimistic and a pessimistic simulation. So let's take a look at the optimistic one. So to answer the question, is this just sci-fi, or is it worth thinking about? If you're optimistic, your answer is a big fat yes, because you use these parameters. I think I'll argue these are actually pretty. They make sense. All right. So possible, or how these we cannot really know anything about. The 5,000 hours, I think that's probably pretty close to what it would take to do this. Maybe 10, maybe 20. You will see how the order of magnitude of difference between the positive and the negative side is just outweighed like by a lot. So basically, even if you take a bit away from these, you're gonna have a big fat yes. A 1,000 lifetime, I would argue, is a pretty optimistic estimate to take, but not crazy, because it's going to run on a computer. And remember, computers are fast, so to live 1,000 lifetimes, it's going to probably just take maybe a day for a sufficiently fast computer. Its relevance could be as high as 10%. It could be way higher. At what time do we consider that API is me? In which case it is going to be 100%. And also, if it's going to create all these beautiful things and is going to teach me all these beautiful notions that I cannot even imagine, then it's going to be worth investing time, because I'm going to get time return on this. In which case the return on investment is some ridiculous number. It's just probably the thing that you must dedicate the most time to. Well, if you're slightly more pessimistic, and if you consider that you're basically wasting your time doing this, and the API is not going to have that much experience, and even that experience is not going to be relevant to you, because it's going to be this totally disconnected entity that's not going to be able to communicate with you properly, or just going to do his thing, and it's just going to be so different from you that you're not going to be able to relate to it, and therefore learn nothing from it. Then your answer is no, it is not worth spending time doing this. I'm guessing you guys have an inkling as to what my ultimate answer is. I'm an optimist, and I think it is worth dedicating time to this. So yeah, that's my answer. It is sci-fi, it is crazy, it is total gray area and uncharted territory, but man, if it's gonna work, and if it's gonna be half as good as it actually might, then it is worthing. It is worthing more than anything else that you're doing currently. So stop doing whatever you're doing and start doing research and creating an API. Peace out.